battery leaks, I'll leave a note for Dave.
This is a new clock.
An old battery.
But this
A
is,
new clock with an old battery.
this is the one we always have, oh no, wait, is it this one? This is interesting. Oh, I was looking early. I was happy. I did update that slightly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you, did you do one of them?
This one that you wrote, right?
I don't know.
You send it.
The most current or?
No.
That's got a cross out.
There was one
I posted a
date
new one.
mistyped,
Okay.
so
Then
it was 99% right.
Tom isn't gonna be here this evening, but he said if you need his input on anything,
Okay.
he has his phone and we can text him.
Very nice, thank you.
I had written this as 22, so it's giving us 2 data points.
Oh, got it.
Instead of giving us one.
Just a tiny change.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes,
Oh. We have to do it in 5 minutes.
you know, you can just sign that.
Okay.
They changed the law like 5 years ago, so you did the motion, you can all sign it at different times.
Can I just do my checker pen?
You
You could,
That way I get hit by a car or something.
it's the only decent piece of legislation sponsored by a Deerfield legislator in the last 20 years.
You're so
Was it you?
proud.
Anything the guy would do for us.
That's so funny. To do it where you can.
Where that pen came from. Oh, there's more pages.
Yes, there was other options.
Oh, sorry, I feel it.
This is the total. We still put the tab things on it, so I thought it was just the front. I have one
Yeah,
piece.
that Denise, I think she's run out of tabs. It could be
Oh,
the
we
last
talked
time I was
about
there, I
that.
stole all
Denise
of
would
them.
never let such a thing happen.
Wait, you didn't, I love how you handed it back, but you didn't actually sign it.
He'll never get some credit.
The stickies we have don't have any sticky left on them.
Yeah.
We use them so many times.
So funny. I love a good reason, thank you. I think the committee would be happy.
Usually we stock up at the municipal association annual meeting, but
Yeah.
limited issue.
Oh,
We didn't give them out.
yeah, there was a booth that I didn't know you were looking at, but you know.
Found sunglasses and yo-yos,
Nice.
pens, good.
I'm a big fan of the
Yes,
license
I
plate
hear
candy
some-
dishes. I use those for keys. Did you see them?
The what?
They take license plates. when
Oh,
they're
yes, I
not
have
made
2 of
right.
those.
Yes, they bang them into like the colored candy dishes, but they're great for keys.
They're
They used to make ashtrays out of
Oh,
that.
I have ashtrays.
They're technically ashtrays.
They're
They call
probably the
them-
same exact mold, they just can't call it an ashtray anymore, because then it's
Well, they don't have
like
the little cigarette spot they used to have.
Hmm.
Are we good? We all signed here? We had lots of time. Nope, we've still got 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just for the board's information, I did check with our fire chief after reading Foster's today, and he assures me that there is no fraternity house-like atmosphere in our fire department.
I have no idea what we're talking about, but I did not read that article apparently.
You are very lucky.
The summer sport chief quit yesterday, citing a fraternity-like atmosphere in the firehouse that he cannot bring under control.
Okay.
Wait, sounded like
Scott said
Scott said that wasn't true.
something.
I think that there is a two sides
know
to
what-
every
Yes,
story that's going
exactly.
on. Sally's person who got interviewed felt very strongly one way, and everyone else felt very strongly the other.
The chief
I
got
think
the first
everyone's-
press, so.
Yeah, exactly. My guess is there's two sides to that story. My golf stories. This is our only topic, correct? If I'm not
Unless you bring up other things.
All right.
I think we were prepared to talk about it.
6 o'clock in Lee, Thursday, December 21st. We are ready to call the meeting to order. First topic is the Lee USA Speedway 2024 license application public hearing continuing. I think we're going to open up by starting with public comment, I guess. 3 minutes limit, please. Any comments you have, and then we will discuss plan going ahead. Any takers? Come on up.
I've gone over, Linda Kahn, Tamarack Road. I've gone over the new list, and I still just have 2 requests that I wanted to make overall. And one is that first beginning race in May that is scheduled to have the Friday, Saturday, and then they also have Sunday as a rain date. And again, simply put, it's UNH's graduation weekend. I am in the unfortunate and fortunate position to have 2 children graduating this year. And this does not give me a single day on that weekend to celebrate. I think we all agree that a graduation from college is a moment that you want to celebrate, traditionally outside, barbecue type of style. And that is preventing me to have any time on that weekend. Even if they forego the rain date on Sunday, that I still could do that. In particular, my daughter was fortunate to be one of the 2020 graduates of the high school. So she didn't get a high school graduation by any means. So that this one really is her first graduation celebration of all the hard work that she's done. And I think she deserves it. And I think it would be unfortunate if all 3 dates were taken so that we couldn't do that. The other question I have is on some of these Fridays, I now see that there's start times, which is great to have that information. And some of them are starting, 4 and 3, and that's wonderful to have it, on a Friday and they can have their time. I'm wondering if any of the Saturday, Sunday races could also have that kind of start time, because you would be sharing then a weekend day, because you could still garden, you could still use your yard, people could still have, barbecues and whatnot in the beginning part of the day, and then just figure we would be going in. But if they're able to get a race in on a Friday with that time frame, I'm wondering if some of their Saturdays, Sundays, if we could use that same type of time frame so that everybody, traditionally people are home the full day Saturday, Sunday, and that's when we'd be more likely to use our yard. So those are just the 2 things that I wanted to speak to.
Anyone else? No? Do we want to, how do you want to report? Do you want to ask questions? Do you want to speak to that?
Did you want to highlight, just for the record, that the schedule has changed significantly from what you were looking at the beginning of the hearing?
Absolutely. Do you want to go over the differences, or do you want to, what would you like to say?
I think just a general synopsis, so people know that the race, I believe the number of races went from 15 to 12.
It was 14, was it 15?
Well, it has decreased to 12. How about that?
There you go. And there are more Fridays and less Sundays, is that right? I have looked at this so many times, I can't remember what it was before.
They changed a Saturday race to a Friday.
Great.
They took one race completely off, and then one is a test and tune
there's more specifics and times, there's more
Yes, they
information.
went down on their 10 hours, just.
Fabulous. Yeah, some more, much shorter periods of time. So we really appreciate all that you've done to try to compromise and make some adjustments. The one thing that I would ask is, you had mentioned before, Ed, if you want to come on, I think you can. You mentioned that it was possible to add some sound damping, and I'm just wondering, as we're learning more, awesome.
He's got everything.
Come on up and tell us about your plan.
Hi, John Espernette, General Manager of Lee USA Speedway. So yes, we were talking the last meeting about sound deadening walls, and using the example of Hudson Speedway down the road of what we did. I don't know if we want to pass that along. So that's a picture of what the track used to look like prior to Mr. Bazowski purchasing the land. You can see that there's no retaining wall, there's nothing on the outside. And here you can look at the updated Hudson Speedway as of that picture was actually taken yesterday afternoon. And you can see, I think I went to the door. So the wall that was put up is a sound deadening wall. It's made out of wood. It's done quite the trick for all of the town of Hudson. I actually live right up the road from them, and they're continuing that on the separate space that still has gap in between the wall and the turn 3 wall. So they're building more actually as we speak.
Great, so that's something you're planning on doing this year?
So it's not something that we can guarantee will be done by the start of 2024. We will work on it. It's like a
Over the
50.
course of the year.
Yes, throughout the year. We're looking to have it done by the start time of 2025. It's going to cost us anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000, and it's quite a lengthy process. So that's the only thing really holding us back.
That's one thing, and then something that might be great to have in the 2025 year is just check in with the UH graduation. And I don't know how soon you can find out about the Voice River graduation, if it's something that we can at least be aware of.
Yes, we'll be more mindful of that going forward, absolutely. That is something that we had in place, and I did notice, I didn't realize, because that is a weekend that the track had used in the past, they had a weekend event, a 3-day event in May, I think it was 2019 and 2020, so we tried to base it off of that, and we didn't make the correlation. So.
A lot of balls there trying to juggle and all.
Yes,
schedules.
yes,
I
yeah.
understand, but that's great going forward.
Thank
Something you could really be aware of. Any other comments or thoughts? And the request about that Saturday later start, is that an option, or is that?
Yeah, so the Saturday, with the time blocks that we have with the 10 hours, we're able to move later. The only reason that we wanted to start at 12 was because we wanted to keep the noise on Saturday as limited towards the late end of the night.
Yep.
But we can definitely shift back and start a couple hours later in the afternoon. It's just going to mean that we'll be
Later
making
night.
noise just a couple more hours in the night, that's all.
Somebody might be upset about that on the other end.
Right, yeah, so I
Balance,
mean, it's
yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
tug of war when it comes to doing that, but we'd definitely be happy to make some
You guys
adjustments.
have been really helpful, and I appreciate that you're willing to work with the town and the people. All right. Any other comments, anything else we need to discuss?
So,
Come on up.
okay, I just, Irene Boisvert, 30 Demerit Avenue. I agree with what Mrs. Khan had said. It sounds to me very reasonable request. And again, I think it would be good, once again, to get a revised schedule if in fact you are able to, agreeing to move the weekend times to a later rather than noon one. Okay, but you know, to have that in writing as well.
We
She
can add that
did
in the
make
warrant.
the change right on it.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
all right, okay, good. And, yeah, and I guess, you know, just going forward, you know, for 2025, you know, if we could just be in mindful of trying to do more of, you know, the Friday evenings, rather than doing Sundays. I mean, currently this, you know, we've got 6 Fridays, we have 2 on Saturday and 4 on Sundays. But I see, you know, it just would be good. And I do remember there was a while ago, I don't know how many years ago, but there was a consensus, a survey or whatever, and the residents had expressed, you know, this was all proposed to them, you know, which days would you prefer? And the consensus was Friday. So that way they at least have 2 days out of the weekend to enjoy. And I just think, that we should really aim for that, just in order to, continue with harmony, between, the Speedway enterprise and the residents, so. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you.
All right. So just point of note, is it possible to have a different rain date on that Sunday, or is that unnecessary because of who's coming and how that works?
It's due to the fact we have a sponsor, we have it's probably $200,000 worth of sponsorship towards that race, so if, it would have to be that weekend, unfortunately.
So you are willing to move the time?
We could definitely move the time, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So,
So when can we move we're talking about the 18th, right? 18th of May?
Yes, that's that Saturday.
So how late can we move that to?
What is the time block written down?
12 to, what's it?
8:30.
12 to 8:30.
12 to 8:30, we could do 2 o'clock to 11. I'd hate to be running very late on a
Right.
Saturday.
And you said it doesn't always take the whole.
It doesn't. It's the outside factors, whether it's a non-racing related emergency in the stands, that has to stop. Weather is a big one as well.
But we could just say the start time, we don't have to spend time, but the start time could be 2.
Yeah,
And that
2,
way anyone can make a lunchtime,
Yep.
whatever they need to do, and that's at least a compromise.
absolutely.
Okay. All right, so I'll add that into the motion. Anything else? Okay. I move to accept the Lee USA Speedway's 2024 proposed operation schedule and to grant them a license subject to the conditions imposed by the Lee Racetrack ordinance, including inspection by the building inspector, fire chief, police chief, and submission of certificate of insurance to the town administrator, with the addition of a 2 o'clock start time on Saturday, May 18th.
Second?
Great, all in favor? Any
Could
discussion?
we, since you're moving it 2 hours, can we move the end time 2 hours too?
Yes, please.
Okay, so with a 10:30 end time,
Yes.
great.
So as long as your seconder is amenable to the
Yes.
change.
Great, great. Any
Yes.
discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Yes.
Great, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate your effort.
Can we tweak one of those and sign one of those?
She
Says-
was the one she was writing on.
You want to make it legal?
You changed the time on that.
We can sign it, get
Inserted the
everything.
new line. Oh, she's already done it. You're good.
But it's messy, don't we? I'll make it neater.
Oh, that was fine.
All right. Well,
You want to write it out?
oh, yeah.
Can we still?
What?
I was just scribbling it myself at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the scribbly one.
I don't want the scribbly one.
This is the one that is going to pull that pasta in here.
We can send you a clean one.
It's okay, I can print it if I want. I'm just giving.
Rebecca has fixed all the problems. Nobody told me it was going to be something I could.
So if we sign it, then, you just need to get the 3 department people to sign it, and then they're all set.
Yep.
Yep, and we've received the certificate of insurance for the application. That's what we think, so.
Great.
It's just the inspections.
All right. Hope everyone has a fabulous holiday. Happy New Year. We'll see you all in 2024.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great year.
Have a happy holidays.
Thank you. Oh, we are now closing the public hearing. And I motion that we adjourn our select board meeting. Thank you.
Second?
Great, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Goodbye.
Glad I drove over your place. I said, glad I drove over your place.